What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be covering the League of Legends champion Warwick. So what am I going to do? I'm going to be going through his bio, then I'm also going to be going through his skins, I'm also going to go through one of his stories, I'm going to go through his spotlight, which I've got a sneaky feeling is going to be Magic Heart Use Fly Spotlight. The thumbnail alone did it for me. I was like, should I go through the official spotlight or should I go through actual Magic Carries Flies? And the thumbnail was just, yeah, I know what I'm doing now. And I'm also going to go through his login theme. Now, what I'm not going to go through is his champion trailer, which I went through maybe about a year and a half ago, which was absolutely amazing. The first person view of that whole scene in Zone where they're running away from him is excellent. But I've already reviewed that, so I'm not going to do that again. I'll timestamp the whole thing as I always do. And yeah, without further ado, let's go. So let's kick things off with Spill Blood, Draw the Beast. Now this ties in nicely with what I reviewed last week, which was Singed. Last week's Singed story talked about the creation of Warwick. Warwick obviously wasn't the first revision. Previous ones had failed, and this one kind of failed as well. He thought he was dead, he threw him in the trash, and he come back with some vengeance. So it ties in nicely with what we read last week to continue this theme. So let's go with the bio. So the bio, the uncaged wrath of Zorn. Warwick is a monster who hunts the great allies of Zorn. Transformed by agonizing experiments, cough cough, what we read last week, his body is fused with intricate systems and chambers and pumps, machinery filling his veins with alchemical rage, which we obviously once again read in the very, very good story from Singed. So, bursting out of the shadows, he preys upon those criminals who terrorize the city depths. Now, one thing I want to say, we find out, don't we, in Arcane Shimmer. They use Shimmer in Arcane, don't they, which is purple.
And this is Shimmer?
A variant. It should provide everything one needs to survive a violent transition.
This is green, so I wonder if this is the... Ooh, in fact, hold up. That's maybe blood though. There's purple here, so maybe this is Shimmer here that's purple, but I think that's going to be blood. And I think this is my theory. The new and improved version of Shimmer, the one that's more stable, is green. And that is what's used on Warwick. Or should I say Vander? Anyways, so bursting out of the shadows, he preys upon those criminals who terrorize the city's depths. Warwick is drawn to blood and driven mad by its scent. None who spill it can escape him, which we know about one of his abilities in the game. Though many think of Warwick as no more than a beast, buried beneath the fur lies the mind of a man. A gangster who put down his blade and took up a new name to live a better life. Here we go. But no matter how hard he tried to move on, Silco always reminded him of who he was. He could never escape the sins of his past. Memories of that time come to Warwick in flashes before they're inevitably lost, replaced by searing echoes of the days he spent strapped to the table in Singed lab, the mad chemist's face looming above him. His world of haze of pain, Warwick could not recall how he fell into Singed's grasp, and even struggled to remember a time before the suffering began. The scientist patiently carved into him, installing pumps and hoses to inject chemicals into his veins, seeking what an alchemist always seeks, transmutation. Singed would reveal his subject's true nature, the deadly beast hidden within a good man. So this once again ties in perfectly with Silco. Silco knew who Vander was underneath, and even though Vander wanted to move on, Silco knew that if he pushed him in the right way, he could bring the beast out of him. And Singed has taken it to the next level. So the chemicals pumped into Warwick's veins boosted his healing, allowed Singed to gradually and painfully reshape the man. When his hand was severed in the course of the experiment which we found about, Singed was unable to attach it, augmenting it with a powerful pneumatic claw and bringing Warwick even closer to his true potential. A chemical chamber was installed on Warwick's back and integrated with his nervous system. Whenever he felt rage or hate or fear, it would drive liquid fury deep into his veins, fully awakening the beast within. Nice. He was forced to endure it all, every cut of the mad chemist's scalpel. Pain Singed assured his subject was necessary. It would prove to be the great catalyst, like he said, of transmutation. Though the chemicals enabled Warwick's body to heal through most of the physical damage, his mind was shattered by the unending agony. Warwick struggled to recall a single memory from his past, which is the problem. All he could see was blood. But then he heard a little girl screaming something he couldn't understand. It sounded like a name, a little girl screaming. He'd already forgotten his. He sensed that was for the best. Pain soon overwhelmed all other thoughts. Blood was the only thing left. Though his body and mind were broken after weeks on the slab, Warwick stubbornly resisted the chemical transmutating him. Toxins leaked from his eyes in place of tears. Wow. He coughed up gobs of corvic phlegm and that sizzled against his chest before burning shallow holes in the floor of the lab. Restrained against the cold steel of the table, Warwick withered in agony for hours on end until his body finally gave out. Wow. With the untimely death of his subject, Singe deposited the corpse in the channel pit deep in Zorn's sump before turning his mind to the next experiment. But death proved to be the true catalyst needed for Warwick's transmutation. As he lay cooling atop the pile of corpses, the chemicals could finally complete their work. The chamber on his back began to pump. His body contorted unnaturally, bones bending and snapping once again, teeth growing, sinews tearing, and then healing with a faint alchemical glow. Dead flesh replaced by something new and powerful. By the time his heart started beating once again, the man Warwick had been and the lives he'd lived were gone. And this is the problem. And on a side note as well, in fact, I'll leave that to the end. He awoke to hunger, everything hurt, only one thing mattered. He needed blood. First it was the blood of nearby sump scrapers, rooting through the charral pile, and then a priestess of the glorious evolved, seeking a member of her flock. Then a Piltovian, whatever that is, taking a shortcut, then some filler-faced merchant avoiding a gang, and a dram dealer and a tallyman and a chempunk. Wow, the guy is cleaning up. He then set up a den not far from the place that itched at the back of a now animal mind. There he continued the slaughter, not caring who fell to his claws. So long as blood dripped from gnashed teeth, he would feel nothing but a smear of red on his conscience, the hunger in his gut overwhelming any concern for his random victims. Yet even as he surrendered to the beast, glimpses of the past began to haunt him. Right. He saw a bearded man reflected in his eyes as a beggar as he tore out his throat. The other man looked somber. Somehow familiar. There were scars on his arms. Sometimes as he fed in dark alleys and stray gangsters, the flash of knives would remind him of an old blade covered in blood. Blood passing from the blade to his hands, from his hands to everything he touched. Sometimes he remembered the girl again. This girl. Sometimes he remembered the girl again. Who was this girl? It's got to be Vi. And still there was blood. It had always been there. He realised his entire life and nothing he did could wash it off. He'd left so many scars that even he didn't remember his past. The city would. When he peered into the eyes of Zon's criminals, the gang bosses, murderers and thieves, he saw himself. The chamber on his back would fill his body with hair. His claws tore out of his fingers. Wow. He hunted. No longer content to kill indiscriminately, Warwick now pursues those allegedly covered in stench of blood. Just as he was the day he was dragged to Singe's door. He still wonders if he truly wanted this. He can't remember details, but he remembers enough. Enough to know Singe had been right all along. The good man had been a lie. Before disaster had buried it away, revealing the truth. He is Warwick, he's a killer. And there are so many killers to hunt. Wow. That line there. Enough to know Singe had been right all along. He doesn't want revenge for what he did. The good man had been a lie. Before disaster had buried it away, revealing the truth. Woo! Okay, so this is the thing as well. So the good man had been a lie, just like Silka knew from the very beginning. Before disaster had buried it away. Before disaster had buried it away, which is what we saw in episode 3 of Arcane. And that revealed the truth. Nice. So what I wanted to say as well is he keeps getting flashbacks to his old self and this girl, which I'm presuming is Vi. If and once they reveal him in season 2 of Arcane, I'm really looking forward to see this conflict between his old self and the monster he is now. Because even when he had the shimmer and he was on that rampage, he looked at Vi, didn't he, and he realised who she was. So he was still kind of in control. He still decided to save her from the burning fire as opposed to take revenge on Silco, but he seems to be one step removed from that now as Warwick. So it's going to be very interesting to see the clash between Vander and the beast underneath. Anyways, that was excellent. That was a really good review of his bio, which has been made even better because of watching Arcane. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to his skins. Let's go. Okay, so these are his skins. The original skin. Warwick is a monster who hunts the grey allies of Zorn. Transforming by agonizing experiments, his body is fused with an intricate system of chambers and pumps, machinery filling his veins with alchemical rage. Bursting out of the shadows, he preys upon those criminals who terrorize the city depths. Warwick is drawn to blood and driven mad by its scent. None who spill it can escape him. And this original skin is popping. This original skin is so good. You can see obviously the chamber on his back. You can see the substitute for his arm, which got decapitated on the operating table. Yeah, everything about it just looks so good. The background, yeah. And it just gives me so many memories of his Champion trailer, which is one of the best I've seen as well. Very similar to Callista's first person point of view, but better. So no, that's his original skin. The next one is, okay, Trundra. We'll get there. Trundra Hunter Warwick. Okay, so this is kind of like the, oh wow, look at his arm. Mad. This is the Freyord version of Warwick. He's got an ice arm, and someone is clearly hiding behind that tree there as well. He can clearly sense the blood. Wow, that's nice. No bio for that one. Firefang. Okay, the Ashen Lord hounds blaze with the fires of unspeakable molten hellscapes, and at their head is Warwick, the leader. The Firefang. Scoring the earth for anything untouched by flame, he relentlessly hunts the survivors of infernal attacks, reducing them to spluttering cinders. Wow, him and Brand obviously maybe got something in common there. That's an amazing one as well. Yeah. Okay. Hi, you got to have a hyena on you. Hyena, love it. Okay, so this is, in the old days, hyenas were known as opportunistic hunters, famed for their violent infighting and chorus of inhuman laughter. Yeah, hyenas laugh. Now in the wasteland, not much has changed. This is like the Mad Max version of Warwick. Yeah, that's well done. Whoever came up with that, well done. That's good. Marauder. So now we have Marauder. So ancient writings concerning the rise and fall of the Mage Lords made curious references to runes and the catalytic properties they supposedly held. These mysteries are compounded by chimeric monstrosities such as Warwick, whose existence within the Marauder ranks defies any rational explanation. So we have here, is that Ash? Maybe? Looking like something out of Lord of the Rings, and Warwick looks incredible there as well. Yeah. Nice. So, we have, let's find him. We have, let's go a bit higher. Project Warwick. So, plucked from the wastelands by a project research cell, Warwick has been transformed into a horrifying new stage of transhuman evolution. A weaponized monster stripped of all remorse and programmed solely for violent suppression. What's new? Though the meddling of the ragtag outsiders, he escaped before being completed. Hence why he's crazy. And now rampages indiscriminately across the city. And you can see the carnage behind him. Yeah, the project skin is great. And a Project Warwick is just... Yeah, that's just, yeah, perfect. I love the project skin. I've said this every single time. Every single time I look at project skin, I say it's my favourite theme. That one along with Psyops. So we have Old Gods. Okay, so the Old Gods, once known as Father Wolf, Warwick roamed the wood and revelled in Moonlight's bloody hunt. The Ellipse Order thought to slay him in his den and end his barbarity, but death means nothing to Old Gods. And he did not stay down. Father Wolf howls into the night once more, now salivating, is it? Salvering? I guess the same as salivating. For the taste of human flesh. Wow, okay. This is nice as well. I think I looked at a couple of the Old God skins. Nocturne's got a very good Old God skin as well. Morgana? Has Morgana got an Old God skin? Yeah, but anyways, this is a nice one as well. Yeah, I like this. I like the bones, kind of half dead Old God. We've got Legacy Vault and we've got Rare and Unlimited. Wow, we've got quite a few. So next one, this is just obscene. Big bad Warwick. Having recently eaten 3 stubborn hogs and a duck who couldn't run very fast, Warwick has pivoted into devouring kindly grandmothers and wearing their clothes, which kind of makes sense, but then that means that he takes the clothes off them before he eats them, which is that's kind of off key. He then impersonates them even worse, them to get close to their grandchildren who he also devours. Warwick is a really bad guy. I'm glad he doesn't wear their clothes because that would be even more creepy. But Wow. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's giving it away there, but if you can't realise at this point that it's probably not your grandmother, then I don't know what. I don't know what. So we've got Feral. Wow. Another of Singe's vile henchmen, Warwick is never far from his villainous master. Given wolf powers after being bitten by a radioactive wolf, aka Spider-Man, okay, Warwick has been further augmented by Singe's evil research. Will our brave heroes ever be able to stop him? So very similar to the to his original skin. Do I prefer it? I'm not sure. It's still very good. But I'd probably say I prefer the original skin, but they're very similar. So, wow, Lunar Guardian, flexing, absolutely flexing. Look at the size as well. Gifted to the Lunar Empress when she was a child, Warwick was raised alongside her to guard the immortal realm from an encroaching darkness, which I think by the looks of it he's going to be able to do there. More beastly and feral than his companion Nasus, Warwick stands watch in the south, relentlessly pursuing foes to the ends of the world. Yeah, I'm sure he does a pretty good job at that as well. The guy's looking like a beast there. Okay, and then we have Rare and Unlimited. So we have here Grey Warwick. Warwick was a man, once a knight of a great renowned, pledged to serve at the side of Blade Queen Lysandra. In exchange for his loyalty, she gifted him a shard of spectral moonlight, cursed to one day pierce his heart and sink him into the depths of depravity. Wow, that's crazy. So the guy's got a blade, like the Blood of the Ruined King, he's got a blade through his chest. And then, wow. Yeah, okay, that one is, that one's something else. Okay. And then we have these two here. Kind of weird. Why has he got a seal skin on top of his head? There's no bio. This skin is a variant. Fine. It looks really cool, but I don't know how to think about that because the skin on the top looks really cute and innocent. Okay, I've got it. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Or a wolf in seal's clothing. But I get it, because that's the whole point. It looks kind of cute and innocent looking at the face with the big puppy eyes. And then you drop down and think, oh, I better run. Yeah, a nice play on wolf in sheep's clothing there. So I believe that is the last one. So he's got some very, very good skins. So if I had to give you, ignoring the original skin, which is very good as well. Ooh, my top 3 skins in reverse order. This is going to be pretty tough. I ain't going to lie. This is going to be pretty tough. Ooh, okay, but in reverse order, number 3, this one. This is number 3, the Marauder Warwick. That is just, it looks great. It looks great. The combination of whoever's behind him, which I think is Kale. No, I think it's Ash, should I say. It looks great. Yeah, that's number 3. This has to be number 2. This has to be number 2. Hyena Warwick. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's almost perfect. It's almost perfect. You can't look at that and not smile. So that's number 2. And number 1. That's close, but no. Number 1 is this one, Grey Warwick. That not by far, but that is my favourite kind of what's the word? Design of Warwick. My favourite example of Warwick is that one. It looks so good. It's the most how I imagine Warwick to be in his purest form is that. That is Warwick, and then you have the heart through the sword. Technically correct. The sword through the heart as well just tops it off. Moonlight, getting kind of like Dracula vibes in the background. Obviously, you've got a couple of maybe Damascene soldiers there that are going to be sleeping for a long time very soon. But yeah, it looks great. It looks great. So yeah, they're my 3 favourite skins for Warwick. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to his login theme. Let's go. So, this is the login theme. 3.5 minutes long. Whoa! What I didn't quite appreciate and fully see in the his original skin is that there's someone underneath him that's dead, a Chem Baron by the looks of it. Wow. Wow. You go. Very good. let me just quickly pause it here as we go into the next part of the logging theme. I love how right at the front there's a screw that's loose. Kind of ties in with the whole thing, doesn't it? You know, the saying, you got a screw loose, and there's a screw loose right in front of Warwick. Obviously, the animation's really, really nice as well. Clearly, this Ken Baron's dead, or kind of dead, but parts of him are still moving, which makes it even more grim. Yeah. This is nice. This is nice. I'm going to call this Act 2. Okay. That was good. That was good. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I liked what I'm going to call Act 2. Maybe halfway through it kind of dropped a little bit, then built up again, which was nice. Decent logging theme. I just feel like there was potential for it to be better, if you know what I mean. There was just a little bit of potential for it just to get to that next level, which I felt like it never quite hit. But overall good. That was kind of like complimented, or kind of, what's the word, not complimented. But it was recovered by the fact of the amazing visuals and the fact that he's just looking over this dead Baron. I don't know who he's looking at, but maybe he's looking at his next victim. No doubt he's probably looking at his next victim. But yeah, that was good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to the story, and then I'm going to finish off with the actual spotlight. Let's go. So the story is called If They Run. So, fitting for Warwick. I find her near the black lanes where merchants and thieves do business. Anything is for sale, everything is stolen. I could kill them all. Do they think the shadows hide their misdeeds? The gleam of their knives, the deals they make shrouded in darkness. I can smell the shimmer wine on a beggar's breath from across the wretched city. I know their crimes, I can taste them. Then I see her. She's taken a message from one of the Baron's spindler men's, the lump-faced one, all scars and scowl, and placing it into a whatever that is. He mutters instructions to her. Who could this be? Who knew the Dob could even speak, let alone write a message? I've only heard him scream. The last time we met, I took his leg. Wow. Its replacement is already rusty. The cogs clink as they pass from the thug's meaty hand into the girl's. I can smell the blood on the gear-shaped coins. The pain that passes from person to person. If you want something in the city, it doesn't matter how many cogs you have. Pain is the true currency. I remember a man who knew this, the blood and clogs on his hands, but that man is gone, which is Vander. I growl, and the two figures, or maybe it's not, maybe it's Silco, flinch in surprise. Even the shadows seem to draw back any arguments, cast a sickly green glow. The girl takes one look and flees. Makes sense, but not deep into the alley. She's a, whatever that is, summit tube runner. She clambers up into the darkness, taking a path few can follow. Okay, so she's got some skills. Afraid, fast but vulnerable. Carrying the tube with the Ken Baron seal, the gangsters will come for her. She's perfect. I begin the hunt, poor girl. We move so quickly, the city is a blur. My claws cutting through the smoke, scrabbling for purchase as I leap across rooftops. Following the tube runner, carving a path so deep through the city it seems to bleach chemtech toxic puddles gathering in the alleyways, or the alleys. She tries to double back, skittering beneath a cart full of tinctures. She knows the city almost as well as I do. She knows where I'm driving her, away from Sanctuary, towards a place all the runners fear, where only the Zorn Greys escape. I need to remind her to be more afraid of me than what lies in the darkness. I land ahead of her, roaring with rage, my claws tearing a chunk out of her steam conduit. She hesitates, but only for a moment before turning back into the depths where I need her to run. I can hear the gasps of effort as she scrambles up a wall and slides down railings. She's praying to the wind goddess to save her. Perhaps I should do the same. The animal inside me wants more than murder. It wants meat. Wow. I could kill her right now, but it would be so easy. I feel my claws emerging, greedy for flesh. I forgot why I should spare her until I draw closer, close enough to see my reflection in her eyes, as she stumbles on a ledge and looks back. Her eyes brim with tears. It's all so familiar. I pull back and howl into the darkness, driving the girl forward. She drops down into a maze of pipes built for the ancient system. I follow behind her, hanging back as she reaches the dead end, so he's kind of toying with his food. The girl thinks I'm going to kill her, that her pale throat is the reason I bare my teeth, but she's only the bait. This is where she'll lure out my true prey. Those who prey on her. Because it said in his bio that he's kind of changed now. He doesn't prey on random people anymore. He preys on the ones that are evil, the hunters. Well, look what fell out of the grey, says a gangster emerging from the darkness. Right, so he's putting her there. Right, okay. He and his friends surround the girl, their blades catching what little light survives in these depths. I recognise their tagged rags, the grey nails. A dead man once had dealings with them. Which is Vanda. Okay, so you remember something. There was another girl. I shake away the memories. I don't want them. I know you, says one of the nails, her face ringed by piercings. You run for Boggin, one of Spindler's mugs. What's the Crofin psycho got to say when he don't want to hear to us? She pokes the tube with her dagger and smiles. Please, you don't understand. The girl sobs, scanning the grey darkness behind her and trying to rush past because of what's been chasing her. Neither do you, the first gangster says. We're gonna have some fun. Grim. I hesitate as the thug knocks the tube from the girl's hand. It's worth more cogs than their own lives. It's their ticket out of this miserable pit to a slightly less miserable one. I thought the tube would distract them from the moment I needed. It cracks against the alley stones, Spindler's seal broken. What have I done? The runner cries out as a nail grabs her roughly. There's a struggle, a flash of steel and blood. Its scent enrages me. Okay, the chamber on my back pumps and I am lost. A roar fills the darkness. It's him, the howler. A grey nail cries out as I race into the clearing, trying to focus on the punk. I slash into him and the alleyway wall steams with red mist. He crumples to crumples to the stone. Where is the girl? I've lost track in the mayhem, surrounded. Blades stabbing like clumsy teeth, claws and metal blur, jaws clamp down and bones crack along with armour. I taste blood and still there's more. I see her now. One of the nails hovers above the girl, his shiv raised. I can stop him. But the machine pumps again and my limbs surge with power. The red haze fills my mind. Everything is a blur. Everything is forgotten. Everything is blood. I don't know if I saved the girl. I don't know if I killed her. I'm still biting through flesh when the survivor nail flees into darkness. I turn, following them into the night. I have no choice. They are the monsters I hunt, and I am one of them. Wow. Okay, that's good. That's good. And this is what I want to see in Arcane. That he wants to... He has kind of like an agenda. He kills these villains. He hunts the monsters because he is a monster. But there's collateral damage. And he's still in there trying to not kill innocents. But like he says there, I don't know if I saved the girl or killed her. It's that extreme, one to the other. And he ain't even got time to think about it. He just chases the monsters into the darkness. So yeah, I really hope we see this kind of conflict between the man and the monster in Arcane as well. Anyways, yeah, so that is the story. I'm going to finish it off now with Magikarp's use Fly's spotlight, the actual spotlight for Warwick. Let's go.
Bad. Sit. No, sit. Bat. Sit. No, sit. Sit down. Sit. No, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Yes, who's a good boy? Oh, shit. Welcome to League of Legends Actual Champions Spotlight featuring Warwick, the Uncaged Wrath of Zon. Okay, just as a disclaimer, I won't be playing Thriller to this dance at any point during this video, right? It's just too easy, okay? We just can't do it. It's not something that's gonna happen, okay? If that's the reason why you wanted to watch this video, just for that stupid ass reason, okay, just turn around now because it's not gonna happen. Say Nick. Reworks on reworks on reworks. I'll probably get another fucking rework. But you know what? I'm actually really happy that Riot decided to change this guy around because next to Dr. Mundo, Warwick was as basic as he could fucking get. I mean, like, we're talking Tanamongu basic.
He kind of like locks his arm around me, like around my neck.
Speak?
Heil Hitler!
Good boy. It took everything that you love about the old Warwick and just stuffed him with some updates. That's called bestiality. You still got a suppression. Your AP scaling is still there, so Darkman can make another AP Warwick video. And you can still smell people from far away.
I can smell you.
Oh, give grandma a kiss, sonny boy. Even though this guy feels so goddamn clunky, he is just so much fun to play. You've got a speed boost that when it activates,
I'm gonna lie, Warwick is good. He's enjoyable to play.
you feel like someone rammed a rocket in your ass and lit it on fire. A lunge that follows people through anything, which is basically like Kled, except 10 times fucking cooler. Plus, you can finally gank pre-6. And it actually works. Remember the days when you would stay inside the jungle and have your team belittle you because you wouldn't gank their lane? Now you can just
Whoa, is that Warwick before? Before the rework?
finally gank pre-6. And it actually works. Remember the days when you would stay inside the jungle and have your team belittle you because you wouldn't gank their lane? Now you can just walk into a lane, tell your enemy,
What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. Today we're taking a look at what Warwick's rework is gonna be like,
and just shit all over them. It's like Christmas for all the old Warwick players out there, you know? It's like God came down and gave all the old Warwick players a massive fucking penis. You know, it's like Aubrey Plaza said that she was gonna blow you for 10 hours straight. It's like this picture of me in New York. You see, everybody else is happy, but I'm playing Warwick, so I'm obviously a fucking degenerate. And Riot gave us everything we needed to feel like a werewolf, you know? A pounce, running fast as fuck, you know, you're tanky as shit, and a leap that's just so incredibly huge. But most of the time you'll either miss or just be slightly off on your ult, which makes you feel like complete shit. Because you feel like it's gonna hit, but just the smallest pixel, the smallest fucking decimal off, and fuck!
What a great track. Another random note, that tune is an absolute gem. It's like a wedding track though, but I guarantee when that comes on, you have to dance. What a track. Anyway. How did he miss?
What the fuck? Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That's bad. That was bad.
oh my god.
I ulted right here. Right there, there's no fucking way. Your passive is Eternal Hunger. Your basic attacks deal additional magic damage on hit, and when you're below 50% health, your attacks also heal him for the amount of damage you dealt, tripling when below 25%. You know, this sucks. This passive is just completely deceiving to the enemy team and makes him such a huge tank once he gets some items under his belt. A lot of times it'll look like you're about to die, but then you fucking auto attack them and you just start healing back all of your health. And since you'll be building a Spirit Visage and a fucking Titanic Hydra, not only will you be dealing a fuckload of damage with your auto attacks, you'll also be healing for a huge amount of them just because of your damn passive. But not only do you get health from just your basic attacks, you also get it from your Q, Jaws of the Beast, since you heal 30 to 70% of the damage you deal with it, and it also deals max health damage scaling with 120% of your AD. Hey, and guess what? Still has an AP ratio. Woohoo! Riot is definitely making sure that off-meta builds are totally still here, you know? You better call Soul Wolf. The only meta you're breaking is that ADCs can do more than ADC and supports can carry an entire fucking game.
Disrespect your surroundings!
Oh, I didn't even notice that there was a deer on Summoner's Rift. Guy's creepy as fuck. Behold, this is my legacy. This rift. These people. My people. overseen by my knowledge. Only
Oh,
I
this is good. This is
am
good.
the rightful heir to this world and the king of all who stand before me.
I can't take it anymore! I just want to die!
The coolest thing about this Q is that if you hold it down, you pounce behind your enemy no matter what. You can attach to them through flashes, blinks, dashes, whatever it is, you'll lock onto them, and it's fucking amazing. For you. For them, it's like you drilled a hole into the back of their head and started skull fucking them. It feels so good when you see an enemy try to flash away from you, but you get your Q on them and you're still right next to them.
How's it going?
Hey, how's it going?
But it also feels so fucking clunky. Like, this mechanic is so weird because when you're chasing down someone, you can't hold down your Q while running towards them because once you get into the range of your Q, it just won't work half the fucking time, and it's so goddamn aggravating. And now, thanks to Riot's practice tool, we can see how his Q works when chasing down an enemy, or we could just cover the map with iron bushes. Either way, this is just a way to prolong the video to go past the 10-minute mark. When using your Q and holding it down on an enemy, you'll attach onto them, right? But if you hold down your Q and then make a slight turn in order to dodge a skill shot, you'll only walk up to your enemy and your Q won't even activate.
Oh.
What you have to do if you move your cursor away from your target is that you have to then press Q 2 more times before being able to attach yourself. You can press it only once, but if you miss your target with your cursor, you'll only latch to your target and you won't follow them if they flash. Sometimes it works, and and sometimes it doesn't. Either way, it's fucking confusing as shit. Right? We have a practice tool. You have a practice tool. How did you not see that this is gonna be fucking stupid?
Nice. No. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Good skill shot.
One moment. You have reached the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline.
It's a real pain in the ass to get used to, but once you figure it out, there's absolutely no way anyone is going to get away from you. This is CNN breaking news. We have never before seen footage of Warwick on the scene with our field reporter, Jerry Jones.
Oh, fuck me, dude! Oh, fuck me, dude! Fuck me,
Which leads us to your W Blood Hunt. Hey, you guys want to know what it's like to play against a Warwick? Just play this sound throughout your entire fucking game.
Yeah, it's a great sound, though, isn't it? It's a great sound. Come on.
He kind of like locks his arm around me, like around my neck.
The more points you put into your W, the more attack speed you'll gain against enemies that are below 50% health, which is the boring part. Now, the cool shit is that it also tracks all enemies globally if they're below 50%, giving him a massive amount of movement speed when you move toward them, and even better when they're below 20% health, their movement speed and attack speed is fucking tripled. At max rate, that's a 165% bonus fucking movement speed. How the fuck are you supposed to run away from that shit? Not only that, but even if you go invisible, as long as he's moving in your general direction, he'll still get a massive amount of movement speed in order to be able to find you. It's ridiculous, but it's also the best thing about his entire kit. It's just so much fun running across the entire map, chasing down an enemy champion on low health, and just tower diving them because you give absolutely no fucks and just want the guy fucking dead.
Dead.
My only weakness.
Yep.
Slowing me down when I'm trying to run really fast. But if they are able to get away, you lose all your movement speed, and that's when it starts to suck because Warwick's base movement speed just feels like complete ass. It's like you just did speed and got a taste of an extreme high only to come back down immediately and everything just feels extremely
I am so reckless and destructive right now, and all I want is for you to force me to fuck you and dominate me.
Hey, yo, I'm coming in! I'm coming in!
Okay.
Oh, fuck. Triple kill! Here comes squad! That's the quad! Where's she at? Where's she at?
Oh, there's Jink. There's your Manta, dude, over there.
Smell her. I'm coming for her. I'm coming. Here I come. Get over it.
I take it. Hey. Over here. That's for the
Enter.
getting slowed so fucking much.
Yep.
Oh, come on, dude.
Yeah, I bet.
Are you kidding me? Why am I
Struggling.
not tanky enough, dude?
Look at that damage, dude. They killed me in like 5 hits.
Another shitty part is when you're jungling, your W passive will probably go off and you'll get a nice amount of movement speed, but then you have to check every single fucking lane to see who the hell is low, and most of the time it'll probably be in a lane that's completely opposite from where you're at. But if you do happen to get in the right spot at the right time, you know, it's time to just fucking hit that NOS, you know, ring that NOS, you know, you gotta go fast. Yeah, you gotta go fast.
That NOS.
Yeah, you gotta go fucking fast. You gotta go fast and fast and fucking fast and fast. Son of a bitch! You can also activate it and mark the champion closest to you and gain movement speed towards them that you would normally gain if they were at 50% health for 8 seconds, which is a great way to keep track of your enemy jungler or use for a gank on someone that isn't at 50% health. And even though its cooldown is super high when you activate it, the cooldown goes down twice as fast as long as you're not blood hunting anyone. Primal Howl is your E. When activated, you reduce damage dealt to you for 2.5 seconds by 35 to 55%, which is why this guy works so well as a tank. Not only are you stacking health, movement speed, and resistances, you'll also have built-in damage reduction that when reactivated or after 2.5 seconds, you then fear everything around you for 1 second. So just like Hecarim, you
played recently ARAM, and there was a Warwick in our team that was just a pure tank build. Unkillable. Literally unkillable. He basically carried our team to win. He's just unkillable.
You've got an AoE fear, but unlike Hecarim, your fear is up every 15 to 11 seconds. Okay, let me reiterate that.
Exactly.
An AoE fear and damage reduction every 15 to 11 seconds. Most of the time, you'll probably have about 30 to 40% CDR, which makes it almost every 7 fucking seconds. But you know what? Reduced damage don't mean shit if they're building lethality. It probably will still deal like a goddamn fucking crit. So basically, you want to press E, run into a squishy target, hold down Q, and fear everything around them. You can also use it as a good way to peel for your backline since you can cast the fear pretty much instantly once you activate your Primal Howl. And since fears now make people run away from the person that's feared, rest in peace Fiddle, you're able to push their backline into your team. But you know what? Let's take it just one step further. How can we make this game even less fun for an ADC? Oh, you know what? Let's give him an ult where he can leap to the fucking moon.
Whoa, where are you going?
High quality content!
Infinite Duress is your ult, and this shit is a goddamn masterpiece.
It
Even
is.
though the
It is.
hitbox on it is fucking weird as shit, and the indicator of how far you can jump is so hard to see that I didn't even know it existed for the first couple of games I played with him. It is probably one of the coolest ults in this entire fucking game.
It is a good ult.
Stop fighting me! Just let this happen.
Get off of me!
Stop being such a tease, you sweet little...
Using Warwick's ult now feels just as cool as using Jin's ult. You leap in a straight line and suppress the first enemy champion that you hit for 1.5 seconds, dealing magic damage per hit, scaling with 55% of your AD, and also healing himself for the damage he deals to his target during the channel. It seems like his old ult, but just turn into a skill shot until you realize that its range increases with your movement speed, meaning the faster you go, the farther you can fucking jump since its range is 250% of your current movement speed. But it just feels so clunky. Sometimes you feel like that you'll hit them, but then you'll just be the slightest decimal off and you'll just completely miss and just stand there like an idiot. You can also activate your E right before you ult, so then you immediately proc the AoE fear, which sounds nice in theory, but you lose a majority of your tankiness because you lose your damage reduction. And since your ult relies on your movement speed and your base speed is fucking 335, the range on your ult without Bloodhunt's movement speed is so goddamn small, which sucks because it's the largest gap closer you have in order to initiate team fights. But when you see somebody low and you're just running at the speed of sound down a lane and you just fly across the entire fucking map, it is just so much fucking fun. Plus you get a heal off of it, you suppress them. His clear is pretty nice since his E reduces the damage from jungle camps and he gets a shit ton of sustain off of his Q, which means he can pretty much solo all of his camps and still have a pretty high health pool. The only shitty part about him is that he relies a lot on his movement speed from his W passive, and if your team is getting dumpster, there's probably never going to be a time when the enemy team is below half health, so then you can actually utilize him and his movement speed the way that he needs to be used. Because when someone is at 20% health, holy shit. You thought Rengar ult was scary? Imagine seeing this guy without even a fucking warning sign come in and just hold you down, doing whatever he wants to you for 1.5 seconds, which as we all know is a long ass time in anime time. What?
It's so true, isn't it, though? That's so true.
Squeeze.
That was good. That was really, really good. And nicely wrapped in there was the, obviously, review of all of his abilities, his passive and all of his 3 active abilities as well. Yeah, I've played Warwick. Really enjoyable to play. And if you play alongside a very good Warwick player, like I did last week in Aram, yeah, you're probably going to win. So yeah, I think I'll leave it here today, guys, on this one. Hopefully you enjoyed my thoughts, reactions to the review of Warwick and everything that involved. And if you did, feel free to let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.